What's up, y'all? Lockness J. So I got a little story time. Um, this isn't to offend anybody or anything like that, but if you do get offended, I don't give a fuck because this is my personal experience, and hey, it is what it is. Anyway, so let's see. Um, Everybody familiar with Instacart and DoorDash? DoorDash, you deliver food. Instacart, you deliver groceries. Little side jobs people can do. So, the Saturday, right before my birthday, May 29th, I decided to get up and get out. You know, I said the sun looked pretty today. Um, the sun looked pretty. The sun's out. The birds chirping. Well, like my homie said, the birds chirping and dogs barking. Yeah, so he kind of made that joke. So we was like, okay, let's get out and get in it. We're gonna do a little Instacart first, and then we're gonna go to the park or something like that. Day before my birthday, right? So, a couple days before that, another homie of mine had got shot at the store. And, I was sad about that. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? I know his funeral gonna be on Saturday and whatnot. I'm gonna try to leave out the house at a later time. So, I won't catch it. Because I don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I I didn't want to see it. It was too much for my mental at the time. I had supported him the best way I could, and I was just like, I can't go to, I can't do all that. So, anyways, I ended up running into the funeral when I left out the house. Before I get into it, I'm registered. Everything's registered. Everything's legit on me. I got a registered gun license. I'm registered to carry. And yeah, just to get that out the way, in case anybody in my business. But so I left out the house with the thought on my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to drive, you know, like that. Hot like that. Like some of us guys and goddesses do. Ride hot, got your weapon all out, sitting all out, just chilling all, laying all. Nah, mine's either holstered, or it's tucked right here on my side. So I had it in my bag. And before I left out the house, I opened my bag a little bit. I said, you know what? Let me leave it out and tuck to the side of me in its holster because I ain't out the hood yet. I said, maybe when I get out the hood, I can put it back in my bag and, so we can just ride clear. That's where I fucked up first. I first fucked up when I said, my fault, when I said, let me keep it out until I get out the hood. Now, people around this neighborhood have seen me. My face pretty familiar. For me to be new, my face pretty familiar around here. So but you never know who could come up in your hood and you don't know, and be on some other shit. So I was like, let me just keep it out until I get out the hood. Maybe when I hop on the E-way, I put the joint back in my bag. Joint is thing. I was referring to my weapon. I'm from the 901. It's this thing. So that was my first mistake. So I got to my part of town where I wanted to shop at, and I sat there for a few minutes. It was like maybe 5 minutes, and an order came in, but it was on the other side of town, back where I had just left, but I own back. So I'm like, okay, I'll go do that. It's enough. That's enough little money for that little drive. I was like, okay. So I took that order. And it was in a place that I'm not very familiar with, and it's a lot of human beings over there. Rednecks, with the little stars, all that type, you know what I'm saying? But that's where the money at. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that. But I was like, in my mind, hopping on the E-way, I said to myself, where am I going to sit in this part of town? Because I don't want to cause no problems with these people. I'm just trying to make a little couple bucks, go to the park. I ain't doing this for no, I'm just doing this. I'm just chilling. So I wasn't in no bad mood. And I was just chilling. My birthday tomorrow. I was just doing something really, just to get out the house. I said, but where am I going to sit? I said, we're going to sit at the Publix. That's a grocery store, I ain't trying to bother nobody there, and I'm just wait. That's a grocery store. That's out in the public. I ain't bothering nobody. Can't nobody say I'm on their property or nothing like that. So I'm gonna sit at the Publix. So, mind you, I'm 20 minutes away from the Publix because it's on the other side of town, and I drive over there. My whole way there is I'm on a three to four lane interstate, and I'm in the fastest lane. I'm going around maybe 65, 70. And, my little homie, he over here reading this book, everybody buckled up. We good. I got my driver's side window down, almost all the way. My passenger side window halfway because he read. My back window, they cracked slightly, my sunroof back. We just chilling. I got my favorite song on. I'm happy, thinking about what I'm going to wear tomorrow. It is what it is. So, get to the store. This all black, I think it was a Ford, but I don't know. Y'all know them big ass trucks, them Reynolds be driving them big trucks with the big wheels on them and shit. They usually had the flags and shit hanging off. So it was one of them joints. Big motherfucker. And it was all black. The paint job was all black. The lights was all black. Even the rim of the tire was black. The inside symbol of it was all black. The tint was so dark. The only way I knew it was a human being was because I was able to catch the light of the sun and see his. You know what I'm saying? I was able to catch it, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy because my gods and goddesses, we don't do that. We don't go around on the interstate and on streets and shit just fucking with motherfuckers. We don't do that. That's not us. These some of the nicest people you can ever meet. We don't do that. That be them. We don't do that. You got to have been offended us, done something, said something, or something like that. But other than that, we don't do that. We don't just, Because first of all, we're not trying to fuck up our car. And secondly, we ain't trying to hurt nobody, man. We don't do that. So I'm like, okay. Because I was getting closer there. So I was already kind of like, I'm getting close. I'm starting to see these same trucks like I told y'all. Because it's like, that's they model vehicle down there. Like, that's all they drive down there. Trucks and shit that look like that, big dusty and shit. Like, okay. So, anyways, I'm in a fast lane. I'm going 65, 70. Mind you, I got my little homie in the car, so I'm not finna do all that. He come up behind me, going fast as shit. I'm like, okay, let me move over. I'm in a good mood. I'm not even gonna get pissed that he came up riding on me like that. He came up going fast like that. So I move over. I'm still jamming to my music, smiling and laughing. My birthday tomorrow, man. I'm happy. And I let him get where I was because I thought he was trying to pass. And then he lets me get over. I get over. He's now in my spot. He slows back down and jumps back to the right to get back behind me. Instead of staying behind me, he jumps over to the right again to get in that last lane to get a good look inside my car. Once I figured out where he was doing, he was getting a good look inside my car. My little homie right here chilling me. I'm saying we ain't trying to hurt nobody. My weapon wasn't out at the time. Shit, I feel like, I'm out the hood. My first mistake. I'm out the hood. Okay. So, He gets over and it's like he got to my speed to where we could be like side by side. And when I looked over, I was like, okay, it looked like he getting a little too close to me. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in his lane. I'm not moving over. So I'm like, whoa, he got a little closer to where he could have swiped my windshield. And I was like, whoa, okay. So this motherfucker may be drunk or something whole time. I'm thinking just because this is him, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to. So me, the type of person I am, when I see motherfuckers driving crazy in traffic, or I see traffic doing on some crazy shit where a wreck could possibly be started, bro, I drive up away from traffic, on, off, and out the way. I'll drive up. So I drove up good enough to where I was like a couple feet away from traffic. I was like, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I turned my music back up because, mind you, I turned my music down because once I seen him getting too close to my passenger side, I'm like, okay, let me get my shit ready. Because what's going on? I ain't doing nothing nobody. What's going on? What's going on? So I'm like, okay. So when he seen me do that, he braked. He braked until I went up a little bit, and he got behind me again. And he was just he was like he was just coasting there. So I drove on up out the way from traffic again. I drove on up. I drive away from traffic. I'm like, all right, I barely see traffic a little bit because I'm gone. I look at my rearview mirror again. How about this man fishing, surfing through traffic again to get to my car? So at this point, he seemed like he after me, but then again, he was seeming like he was, I don't know. But I should have been paying better attention to it. That's why I said, man, I realized I'm just as programmed as the next motherfucker. I'm embarrassed myself just as much just by telling this story, but we need to hear it because our gods and goddesses, we be upset with each other and thinking that we'll hurt one another when they against us. We don't just up and hurt motherfuckers just for the hell of it. They do, because they don't like our skin color. They do that. So I made my first mistake by thinking that I didn't need my weapon at all times just because I was around them. That's my whole point of this. So anyway, he fishing through traffic again. He get like a little bit behind where it's just he a couple inches away from me and I'm up. It's just me and him. So the interstate proceeds to turn into a 2-lane. So that lead me in the fast lane because I had got back over to the middle lane. So my middle lane turned into the fast lane once that lane turned into an exit. Or it just, disappeared or whatever it did. So they left me in the fast lane. So he came up flying behind me again. I get over. He come up to my driver's side. He scooted over real close. So I'm like, okay. Before I can have the chance to react and get up further enough to where I could speed away, he had already fishtailed my car to the point where my car started losing control. And mind you, I haven't been driving for more than 5 years, maybe 4 years. And I've never been in a wreck where I was driving. So I had never felt a car lose control. This shit felt crazy. But I had to do it because I had my little homie in the car. I had to do it. I had to maintain my composure because my anxiety would throw me through the roof, something like that, had it been somebody else driving. But I had to make sure my little homie was there. I had to get it together. Especially if I wasn't hurt, I bumped my head a little bit because as I was going crazy out of control, me trying to get the car back in order and trying to get it to its speed, I ended up slowing down. And so that caused a truck behind me to hit me because I couldn't keep going at full speed while the car going out of control. So I'm tapping the gas, I'm tapping the gas and steering. I'm tapping, not the gas. I'm tapping the brake just a little bit and steering. I'm not pushing down on the brake because you're not supposed to do that. I'm steering in the direction of where I'm going. That's why I had it because I know my car. And somebody ended up hitting me from the back. And he is like, he had got back over to the fast lane and was just sitting there watching the whole thing. And then as I was trying to get my car back in order, it was like right there, like, yeah, bitch. And then he just sped away fast as fuck. And mind you, packed traffic going fast as hell. I barely made it to the emergency line, but I did that shit for me and little homie. Because that was crazy. Now, I'm posting this because I just want to let my gods and goddesses know that we are not the enemy. We are not the ops to each other. Because those are the people that want to hurt us. We get upset and we let our emotions overpower us, and we want to hurt a motherfucker because they offended us or they said something about this, they said something about that. But these the motherfuckers that want to hurt us because of our skin color. Because we got that melanin in us. Because we got to have that sun type shit. But had I been distracted and not knowing what I was doing, we could have been gone, because on the other side of me, it was a rail separating us from another E-way below us. And he had caught me lacking to the point to where I should have did what I had to do, but I didn't want to scare little homie. And like I said, I didn't think that this shit was going to go down like that. And what fucked me up was, the thing about it is, had it been somebody my own skin color, I would have been ready. Because I walked out the house ready, like I said. Let me keep it on me until I get out the hood. When the hood, it should have been worried about. I should have been worried about the motherfuckers outside the hood, because the hood know who I am, the hood know my car. And then I know some back ways, some cut throughs where, you know what I'm saying? But I was worried about the wrong set of people. But I have been conditioned and programmed to think that my people will hurt me faster than they will. And they the motherfuckers that's been doing it all these years, that still doing it and still hurting our kids and still on some bullshit. So, this wasn't to offend nobody. Like I said, if you offended, fuck you, man. Because this was my personal experience with this shit. A day before my birthday. A day before my birthday. I could have been gone. When I could have just stayed in the house. When baby asked me to stay home, I was like, nah, man, we want to get out. When I could have stayed home. But we gotta start thinking. Cause now I'm kind of understanding what Kanye was getting towards. Because after 400 years, that shit did become a choice. Because we had so much knowledge. We so smart. We had so many means to get rid of that one person against all y'all. We could have did some things better, and we could be doing some things better now. We got to, man. Because these people don't like us out here. They don't like us because our skin color. They don't like us because we gods and goddesses. Period. Man, y'all be safe.